Thanks for tuning into Ranger X. I'm Zath, and today I'll be talking to you about one of my favorite current ongoing series, Moriarty The Patriot. This story is written by Ryosuke Takuchi, with art by Hikaru Miyoshi. Ryosuke Takuchi's previous work include providing the storyboards for All You Need Is Kill, and Miyoshi was the artist for the Psycho-Pass manga. This manga, of course, is based on the works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The story contains violent scenes and is recommended for readers 13 years of age and up. All artwork shown in this review is owned by its respective creators. I discovered this series through social media. Viz Media first released the English version of this series in October 2020, and even though this volume was released toward the end of the year, it quickly took a spot in my top 10 titles that I had started that year. Like Edgar Allan Poe's detective stories from the previous century, Arthur Conan Doyle's take on the crime genre has influenced countless other media. Sherlock Holmes is iconic to detective stories, as Dracula is to vampire fiction. We all know who Sherlock Holmes is, thanks to the original short stories, various TV series, movies which even go all the way back to the silent film era, and even Murloc. Of course, each version has its own twist. Before I picked up this manga, my exposure to this character primarily came from the TV show Elementary, starring Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu. Before they completely ruined it, and I'm still not over how bad TV show writers can just muck up a decent plot with good actors, and it happened so many times, but I digress. What made me initially interested in reading Moriarty the Patriot was it focused on Moriarty, one of Sherlock's most infamous enemies. He first appeared in Arthur Conan Doyle's short story, The Adventure of the Final Problem, which was first published back in 1893. However, this new version of the character looks far more handsome than any of the previous iterations of this character that I've ever seen. One of my favorite tropes involves telling the story from the antagonist's point of view. I want to understand why they do the bad things they do, and then see their plans unfold as the hero tries to stop them. In my opinion, a great villain is someone you can understand, maybe even sympathize with. They don't necessarily need to have a tragic backstory or a redemption arc. I just want to follow along and see the path they go down. When used alongside the mystery genre, I think this story knocks it out of the park. Moriarty the Patriot achieves this by showing the awful state of 19th century England during the height of the Industrial Revolution. Class divisions take center focus, and the discrimination was prevalent, with the upper class ruling over the lower classes. Status in this world is based on the family you're born into, and breaking free of those bonds can be insurmountable. Ryosuke Takuchi does a great job of showing how this world has taken its toll upon Moriarty, and the backstory he crafts for him. Despite him and his brother Lewis being taken in by a rich family, they still suffer abuse. They find reprieve through Albert, the oldest son of Count Moriarty, who despises his family and laments the English caste system. Albert wants to see young Moriarty's vision of a classless world come to fruition, and thus dedicates his life to help him achieve this end. This brings us to the central plot of the series. Moriarty plans to kill English nobles working as a crime consultant with the backing of his brother and Albert. While evading the law, he simultaneously helps elevate Sherlock Holmes to make him a suitable rival. If you love a story that has hot characters duking it out in a battle of wits, this series might be for you. So much of my love for this series comes from Miyoshi's artwork, which is beautiful. Each character is so expressive, whether it's a sinister smirk or a look of pure terror. Miyoshi does such a great job with the character design. 19th century attire helps orient this story within its historical context. I really enjoy how both the artwork and writing set the stage for a murder in subtle ways. I can honestly say there is nothing I don't enjoy about this series. Other than, I guess, how long it takes to have these volumes translated into English. There are currently 8 volumes published in English at the time of this recording, and 18 volumes published in Japan. This series has over 6 million copies in circulation. In case you're not ready to fully commit to the series sitting on your shelf, this series is also available on the Shonen Jump app to read digitally. And if anime is more your liking, This series has been adapted by Project IG into 2 seasons. The first season has 12 episodes, and the second has 13. I haven't seen the second season, as it went ahead of what I have read in the manga, so I can't comment on that specific season. However, I did enjoy the first season, and think the voice acting, animation, and expanded scenes from the manga are very well done. If you haven't started reading the series, I really hope you give it a try. I cannot recommend it enough. This series gets a solid 5 out of 5 stars from me, and will remain one of my favorite manga series. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I don't see anyone talking about this series, and it's such a shame. If you're currently reading the series, let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you like about the series? I'll see you all in the next video. I'm Zath. Have a good day.